What's up guys, this is Training Like Goku episode 6 and day 5 of vlogging. It's going to be our pull day 2. We're almost at the end of the first cycle. We hit a little bit of a snag yesterday evening. If you guys don't know already, in my sparring class I took a sweep to the knee, which is basically getting a kick to the side of your knee, which was very painful and still is, to be honest. I can't fully put my body weight on my leg yet, but we'll see what happens. I'm going to do some more stretches throughout the day, just keep the motion going, trying to keep heat on it. Hopefully it will heal a lot quicker. I'm still not sure what we're going to do about leg day tomorrow. We'll just have to wait and see. I've modified the pad session this evening just to be hands only, which will still work, still a good workout, and to be honest I could use working on my hands a bit and my head movement, so it's going to work out. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Yeah, all things being well, it should be fine. It should be a lot better tomorrow, but we'll just have to wait and see. Got to get through these 2 workouts first, I guess, so let's do this. All right guys, you guys know the drill already. I'm back to give you guys context and commentary on everything that happens today as someone that is 1 week into the training. Starting off as usual with the breakfast of champions, we are back with porridge and eggs. I cannot talk about this enough, but I think I've actually run out of things to say about it. So here we are, this is my breakfast. Standard as usual, I'll put the calories and macros up on the screen. You guys know what it is. We eat, we change, we train. And of course, as always, we are empty bowl gang. Speaking of getting changed, fit check. We are back with the orange tech fleece today. You already know the vibes. Let's do this. What's up guys? I'm just about to head to the gym, but I did want to say quickly that I'm not necessarily advocating for training while being injured. I know we are training like Goku and we're training like Saiyans, but we are human and we do have limits. So if you are feeling overtired or injured and you don't think you'll be able to do the workout, just don't do it. It's not worth it for the gains. The reason I'm going in this instance is because firstly, it's a different body part that I'm training that's injured. We're doing back day and it's my knee that's injured, so I should be able to get around it. And also I put a lot of work into this series and I did want to make sure that I put in my maximum effort for you guys, just to make sure I can do everything I can do before I call it quits, if I have to call it quits, and take a break before I continue training. So yeah, and also if I'm not able to do the 6 days, I'm not really able to evaluate it as well as I would have been, so that's another reason. But yeah, that's all I want to say. Alright, let's train. Peace. As speaking from hindsight, as someone that's a week ahead of this guy, training probably wasn't the best idea, I'm not gonna lie, but we're here, I did it, we continue. To be honest, I'm still healing fairly quick. Maybe if I didn't train, I would have healed a lot quicker. We'll never know. But you know, here I am, it is what it is. All right guys, it is pull day number 2 and we are starting off with the lean away pull-up. So this is a very difficult exercise for me anyway. Pretty much it looks like a normal pull-up, but you're kind of trying to get yourself at an angle and pull yourself up at that angle. So it's very much trying to control your core and your legs to make sure that you're staying in a straight line, even though you're at a diagonal. It's very weird. It's very difficult to get enough of a diagonal. It's meant to be actually a front lever progression. Eventually, as your back gets stronger, you're able to get more and more of an angle. So you'll start off maybe at like 15 degrees, get to 30, then 45, then eventually you'll be at 90 degrees, able to hold it. Yeah, as you can see, my angle isn't that great. Hopefully I'm aiming to improve it, but basic principle is that you lean back, get yourself in that angle, try and hold it with your core, which is the most difficult part, and then do the pull-ups. I'm not doing it weighted at the moment because it's already a difficult exercise, but eventually I would be aiming to add some kind of weight to it. First exercise of the day, so we are aiming for our 4 sets of 4 to 6 reps. Fairly straightforward, it is doable, but yeah, tough exercise. Mentally fatiguing as well because you are really working on your mind-muscle connection, trying to make sure that your form is as good as possible, which isn't the easiest, especially after already doing 8 sessions previously in the week. There are plenty of videos on this on YouTube if you're looking for like proper techniques and instructions, so I advise go to them if you want to get more information. But other than that, I wish you luck. Next up, we've got trap bar shrugs. So this is a pretty straightforward exercise in a similar way to our comparisons with our dumbbell to barbell variations. The trap bar pretty much acts as a barbell in this kind of situation in terms of stability in comparison to our dumbbell shrugs earlier on in the week, which means obviously we're able to load it a lot more. 3 sets of 6 for this one. However, we don't have the same kind of range of motion that we would for the dumbbell shrugs, so we're not going to be doing the 2 different types of variations that we did earlier on in the week. It's literally just going to be shoulders back and then up and down. I did actually get a slight twinge in my knee when I was doing the exercise, so I kind of had to stretch out a little bit in between my sets. But also in general, I was using my rest times to work on my flexibility and mobility of that knee. Just trying to test out where the pain was, how far I could take my knee before I started feeling pain. Just stuff like that. I was actually very much still limping throughout the day, which made training a little bit more difficult if I'm being honest, but it is what it is. Other than that, for this specific exercise, it's pretty straightforward. Exercise number 3 for pull day number 2 is the weighted chin up. Slightly different to the weighted pull up we did earlier on in the week, more so in how far apart your arms are and where your hand positions are. This would be for pull-ups, this would be for chin-ups. Chin-ups I find particularly more easily, and I think most people do, to be honest, because I believe it biases the biceps more, giving it a more active role in the exercise, which makes it a little bit easier when it comes to lifting ourselves up. It's still very much a back and bicep exercise, but I believe the percentages slightly differ. We're doing 4 sets of 6 for this one. Make sure your form is correct, make sure your core is tight, and make sure you're going all the way up and all the way down on the exercise, getting the full range of motion. Of course, as I always say, choose the weight that's best for you, that you're able to do the 4 sets of 4 to 6 without it being too difficult and without it being too easy. You may need to do some trial and error at first, but once you know, you know. Next up, we've got face pulls, a great exercise for the traps and rear delts. We're going for 3 sets of 4 to 6 on this one. You've got to make sure you choose your weights carefully, especially because it's a cable. If it's too heavy, obviously the weight's gonna pull you forward. Main points is check your form, make sure you're doing full range of motion, stretching slightly on the eccentric motion, and squeezing your back on the concentric motion. Depending on how high you put your hands when you pull back is gonna determine if it's biasing your rear delts or your traps. Other than that, 3 sets and you're good to go. Make sure you check out any YouTube videos if you're not sure about form. Next up, we've got barbell curls, which you guys already know means that we can load more than we usually would be able to with dumbbells. Personally, I'm currently at the point where I can do 4 sets of 4 to 6 with 10 kg on the side of the 20 kg dumbbells, which is 40 kg overall. To be honest, I could probably go a little bit higher than that, but I don't want to ruin my form and affect the exercise. I'd say try and aim for full range of motion on this one, squeeze at the top, and try and make it so that it's only the bottom half of your arm that's moving. Keep your biceps close to your body and try to engage your core so you don't swing. Realistically, the only thing that should be moving is your forearms through your elbows, going up and down. If your gym's quite busy and you're not able to get a squat rack or an area where you can get the barbell, there are other variations you can use, like for example, there's shorter bars, or you can use an easy bar. You may have to put slightly more in the sides to try and get the same kind of weight, because I think the easy bar is about like 7 kg, maybe 6 kg. Obviously the barbell's like 20 kg. Or worst case scenario, you can still just use the dumbbells. You can also use the bicep machine if your gym has it. I prefer not to use it for this particular kind of workout, but it does give you that same kind of stability, or more stability even than the barbell. Following this, we are not giving up on our biceps and we're going straight into hammer curls. Now, I hate hammer curls. For some reason, I find them so much more difficult to normal bicep curls. Maybe it's because my forearms aren't that strong and the hammer curls tend to bias the muscles in your forearms more than normal curls. But yeah, I don't like them. They're difficult, but because they're difficult, we are doing them. Again, the aim is 4 sets of 4 to 6. We've got the same kind of rules about form as we did with the bicep curls. And to be honest, there's not really much more to say except for make sure you're choosing the correct weight for yourself, that you're able to do the 4 sets of 4 to 6. And just when you think that your biceps can't take any more, I have one more exercise for you, our finisher, the pull-up hold. Now, this is mentally exhausting. Like for me, there's some days I can only do it for like maybe like 5-10 seconds and then I'm like, no, I have to stop. Don't worry about how long you can do it, as long as you're doing it for as long as you can. Test yourself physically, test yourself mentally. It's the last exercise, put everything you have into it. I say you don't really need to do much more than a minute, but if you can get to that level, great for you. Finish the workout with some leg stretches, mainly biceps around my knee. I did a little bit of a massage around the knee and the tendon area as well, just to get some kind of movement and blood flow around it. And then I also went over my back and my biceps with the foam roller. Time to eat. Alright, so my post-workout meal was a mix of beef and chicken with basmati rice, an omelette with radishes in, and then broccoli and sprouts. Pretty well-balanced meal, went down great, exactly what I needed because I was drained. Calories and macros will be on the screen as normal. Also, I've got to say, I'm really starting to get used to these radishes. They actually might be a game changer, you know. Spent the next few hours chilling and resting my knee. To be honest, I was kind of starting to get tired of rice, so I actually got delivery again. I know it's very bad, but decided to order from a place called Koi Ramen and decided to get pure white tonkotsu ramen with extra eggs and extra pork. That was great. I'm not even gonna lie, that was a great dish. A little bit of a delicacy. It's not often I get to have proper ramen. I definitely enjoyed it, and can you blame me? It looks great. Quick fit check, and today's theme is Hunter x Hunter. Look at the Kurapika tee from Hypeland. I actually love this t-shirt, to be honest. We also got the Hunter x Hunter trackie from Hypeland also, and the yellow and black do-rag to match the t-shirt. Alright, so for today's training session, I met up with a few friends. We used to do this a while ago, but we hadn't done it in a while. We get together, grab the gloves, grab some pads, and just practice our pad work pretty much. Like I said earlier on, I won't be doing any kicks or knees, but I was testing out my mobility to see if I could still move around and be able to throw the punches properly. Because even if you're not kicking kicking or throwing knees, footwork is still important. First, I warmed up with a little bit of shadow boxing just to get into the flow of things, test out what I could do, what I couldn't do, make sure I was actually ready for the workout. And then we pretty much just took turns holding the pads or striking, doing different combos, going through basic drills, stuff like that. Nothing particularly special, but it's always good to practice the fundamentals. It was a really good session, to be honest. Like, we ended up practicing until it got a little bit dark. The session was longer than my usual sessions in the evenings. It was about an hour and 20 minutes. We weren't going particularly hard, and because we were taking it in turns, there was that proper rest period as well. Definitely burnt a lot of calories in that session, and by the end of it, I was definitely ready to eat. The post-workout meal was beef stew, basmati rice, carrots, and cabbage. Obviously, in that vein, we've got kakarot and napa. See guys, the theme is key. Meal was pretty standard. I'll be putting the calories and macros on the screen. And of course, as always, we are Empty Plate Gang. And that's it. What's up guys, day 5 is done. While I didn't get to do everything I wanted to do because of my leg, I did still have a lot of fun. It was great doing pads with the guys. My leg is feeling a lot better, so hopefully it'll be even better tomorrow, and I still may be able to do leg day. We'll see what happens. Yeah, I'm not overly optimistic, but I'm very hopeful. Worst comes to worst, I'll try and do some kind of variation of the leg day, or maybe if my leg's feeling well enough, I'll do like a light version of the leg day. Maybe not go as heavy as I would have gone, but we'll see what happens. Only know by tomorrow morning, so have to wait and see. But yeah, it's going well so far. I'm surprised that I'm not as tired as I thought I'd be. Still, it's going strong. Just have to wait to see what happens tomorrow. Thank you guys as always for watching. I hope you guys are enjoying these videos, and until next time, I'm out.